Both sides of the story, linking Jamaicans in the diaspora with Jamaicans of like mind in Jamaica.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Connecting the Jamaican diaspora abroad and at home.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Yes, both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story, highlighting the positive role of the Jamaican diaspora.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Time now for Both Sides of the Story on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Join us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, both sides of the story. Tell us the both sides of the story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaners website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or nobex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106@live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Isn't it strange how princes and kings, and clowns that caper in sawdust rings, and common people like you and me are builders for eternity? Each is given a list of rules, a shapeless mass, a bag of tools, and each must fashion ere life is flown, a stumbling block or a stepping stone.
Who are on the road must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, their father's hell did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would die. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. 1 year of tender years. Can't know the fears that your elders grew by, and so please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can run. Teach your parents well, their children's hell will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they fix, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you.
(2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 8th day of the 9th month of 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Put another way, it's the 8th day of the 4th month of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, and the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, is reporting that large swells generated by Hurricane Larry will continue to affect the Leeward Islands, portions of the Greater Antilles, the Bahamas, and Bermuda. Significant swells will begin to reach the east coast of the United States and Atlantic Canada later today and continue affecting these shores through the end of the week. These swells will likely cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions, and beachgoers and other interests along these coasts are urged to follow the guidance of lifeguards and local officials this week. The center of Hurricane Larry is forecast to pass east of Bermuda tomorrow, Thursday, along with a risk of coastal flooding. A tropical storm warning is in effect for Bermuda, and interests there should closely monitor the latest forecast updates. Larry is forecast to move near or over portions of southeastern Newfoundland late Friday and Friday night as it undergoes transition to a hurricane force post-tropical cyclone. There's an increasing risk of impacts from high winds, rainfall, and storm surge in portions of Newfoundland, and interests there should monitor updates to the forecast. Closer to home, the trough across Jamaica is expected. And remember, when you hear that word trough, think bad weather. Trough, T-R-O-U-G-H. The trough across Jamaica is expected to remain across the island over the next few days. Look for isolated showers and thunderstorms, mainly across sections of central and western parishes. Tonight will be mainly fair. The month of September is still being observed as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, National Senior Citizens Month, Employers Month, Alopecia Awareness Month, that's A-L-O-P-E-C-I-A, alopecia, which refers to partial or complete hair loss, baldness. September is also Travel Agents Month, and according to Tasty Cheese, Cheese Month. The crowning of Vytautas the Great is being commemorated in Lithuania. Es Dia de Asturias, Dia de Extremadura, Nuestra Señora de la Victoria, Virgen de la Cinta, Virgen de la Fuensanta y Virgen de la Peña en España. It's World Physical Therapy Day, Feast of Our Lady of Victories in Malta, Independence Day in Macedonia, Internal Autonomy Day in French Polynesia, Malagospa, Nativity of the Virgin Mary in Bosnia-Herzegovina, National Day and Our Lady of Merixel in Andorra, Nativity of Our Lady in Liechtenstein, Siege of Leningrad Day in Russia, Virgin of Cocarcas and Virgin of Guadalupe in Peru. It's International Literacy Day. Hoy es miércoles el 8 de septiembre de 2021 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mercredi le 8 septembre 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
Them on your dreams, the one they picked, the one you know.
All we're saying is it's Wednesday, the 8th of September, 2021, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Before they can teach your parents well. Their children's hell will slowly go by and feed them on your dreams. The one they picked, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh and know they love you.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:15.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. This Wednesday, September 8, Miss Brittany Blackwood will discuss the learning of creative lunch dishes with just $500 for 2 persons. Also, tune in for a focus on how to get a good night's rest. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, September 8 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, PA Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Bico Zinc Plus Syrup, distributed by Medical Disposables and Supplies, available in pharmacies island-wide. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, let's save water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2, Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom.
The one they picked, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why.
Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you would have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free. Listening is free whenever, wherever. We thank you if you have logged on to the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to both sides of the story in particular and Power 106 FM in general. If you have dialed a number to listen to Power 106 FM, welcome to you. And those unfamiliar with that process, very easy. If you're in the United States and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 631-359-8281, 631-359-8281. And those in the United Kingdom who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM are free to call 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. And we're all over social media: Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Instagram, LinkedIn, BBM, Yahoo Messenger, Tango, WhatsApp, Snapchat. So many ways to reach us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'll be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, don't worry about it. There's always YouTube. All you need is a device, whether a smartphone or a not-so-smartphone, a laptop, a tablet computer, a PC, as in a personal computer, otherwise known as a desktop. Any one of those will do. If you have internet connection, you're good to go. You now need to open a browser like Google Chrome, for example, and type YouTube. If you're doing all of this right now, then you should see this video trending. If you're not seeing it trending, then in the YouTube search box, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to watch both sides of the story on the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. And we look forward to your full participation. After all, it is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. What's on your mind this afternoon? What are you thinking about? How are you being impacted by all that's happening around us? What are your thoughts, ideas, suggestions, criticisms, inquiries? Whatever is on your mind, please feel free to call 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but also your WhatsApp messages and your voice notes. You can also, so those are the options that are open to you. In fact, you can call us via WhatsApp as well. And in fact, there are those who have called us directly on the same WhatsApp number, which is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Looking forward to your full participation. After all, it is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We started this afternoon with a poem by R.L. Sharp, or R. Lee Sharp, called Bag of Tools. Bag of Tools by R. Lee Sharp. And if the lyrics sound familiar, yes, these are the lyrics that make up that song by the Heptones, The Book of Rules. But from this poem, Bag of Tools by R. Lee Sharp, isn't it strange how princes and kings and clowns that caper in sawdust rings and common people like you and me are builders for eternity? Each is given a list of rules, a shapeless mass, a bag of tools, and each must fashion ere life is flown, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. And we paired that with Teach Your Children by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. We're still in back to school mode. The 2021-2022 academic year is still fresh, still young, and not like it was in 2019. That seems like a very long time ago. That was the last time that students were able to start their first year of high school. For those who remember, that was 2019. A lot has changed since then due to COVID-19. And but we continue to encourage support for our children, and that we source all the tools that they need to achieve their full potential, especially in these trying times. The children need us now more than ever. So as adults, while we can argue and debate and cuss and talk, if we do that out of the hearing of our children, that would be fine. But when we do get the opportunity to engage our children, let it be a meaningful experience and one which will see them reflecting that which would have been imparted, reflecting it in their performance, how they respond to stimuli from the educators. Looking forward to your full participation. After all, it is your program. Let's go to the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Now, one of the problems I have with media, because they're the watchdog of the people, right? Some time ago, there was a grand fair of the Goodyear factory in St. Thomas, but it's still lying ruined just the same. We haven't heard an update. What is the latest status? What caused the program not to start? When it should start? What's going on? We don't know.
Yes, that would be useful. We do recall that event. We were at the launch, covering it live right here on Power 106 FM, the groundbreaking ceremony for the new town center.
All right.
Yes, and you are asking pertinent questions. What is the latest on that development? I believe, trying to remember, it falls under the Factories Corporation of Jamaica, FCJ.
Yes.
And I believe, I think Tanny Shirley is still leading that organization, last time I checked. And now would be a good time to follow up. Thank you for giving us that timely reminder. Yes, you're right. It's been a while, and it doesn't help when we have situations where ground is broken and we're told that within 12 or 13 months or whenever work will start, and then we see nothing happening. What we are seeing in St. Thomas for sure is the development of the highway, the road network in that area. Now, if it is that the start of the work at the old Goodyear factory is connected to the roadworks and it's part of the overall plan, so be it. But somebody needs to say something. Having had that groundbreaking ceremony, you are perfectly correct. We'll see between the rest of this afternoon and Friday, at least, to see if we can get someone. I'm thinking of Tanny Shirley, for example, because he was quite involved at that time, and I think he still is. I'm trying to remember. I think he still is. So I'll definitely follow up on that.
And my other point here, sir, with the flow, when you have the Wi-Fi with them, if your service goes down and it's less than 3 days, you have to stand the cost of those 3 days. Now, you will not get back reimbursement until it's over 3 days. They call it 72 hours. When you go to the office, because I go to the office in Port Antonio and they'll tell me it's 5 days, but I get it clarified with the OUR. But why should I be paying for a service that I'm not getting? Because for the 3 days, I get no service, so why should I pay?
Yeah, that's a perennial problem in Jamaica. We know the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, has established a set of guaranteed standards for the Jamaica Public Service Company and the National Water Commission. We have for years been calling for the establishment of similar standards for the telecommunications sector. And as far as I am aware, we are still hanging where that is concerned. I haven't heard any significant announcement with respect to guaranteed standards for the telecom sector. And for as long as we don't have such standards, then the customers will continue to be treated in this way.
Yes, sure.
Because with the guaranteed standards, when JPS follows up, they're supposed to pay you.
Right.
And the same thing should happen for the telecoms companies. I'm not sure. I'd interviewed Liz Bennett a long time ago. It's been a while now. And she said they were working on coming up with a set of standards as well for the telecoms companies. I don't know if they have gotten to that stage, but I haven't heard or read about it. And that would make a difference in this case.
Yes. And my final point is, sir, with test glasses, it is a very expensive commodity, right?
Yes.
But it is not under the Bureau of Standard. So how? Because when you buy that thing, some people may pay up to $100,000, right? Some may pay less. But if it damaged, and you take it back to where you bought it, they will tell you that it's not factory problem, so therefore they can't fix it. They will give you one at a lower price. So I think the Bureau of Standards should cover test glasses because this is something that people need. It's a part of their way of life.
Yeah, and these are some very sound, some very sound social areas or areas of social justice that you're touching on, and this is where I don't know. We used to have. Is the Consumers League still around? Organizations that are consumer-centered to be able to take these matters. The announcement of that development in St. Thomas, and we're still waiting. The problems with the telecoms companies, and as you've said, the absence of established standards for those in the field of ophthalmology.
Yes.
Yeah. Key points you're raising. We're going to see how much information we can get within the next couple of days on these areas that you have touched.
Thank you very much for taking my call, sir.
And thank you for being the conscientious citizen that you are.
Well, the thing about it, I want to see Jamaica grow where the love come back.
Yes.
And we look out for one another.
So it should be.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
My respect, sir.
To you too. Take care.
Children well, their fathers have.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new hosts who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, their fathers help it slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they picked, the one you know die. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would die. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. And you of tender years can't know the fears that your elders grew wise, and so please help them with your youth. They see the truth before they can rise. Teach your parents well, their children's hell will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they picked, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. Who are on the road must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. As the late Charles Hyatt used to ask on his Sunday evening program, where are you and how are you? We're asking the same questions this afternoon. Where are you and how are you? Please check in with us and give us an idea of what's happening or not happening where you are. What are your concerns? What are your issues? What are your suggestions? What are your points of view, etc. Always anxious to hear. Velta Wilson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners everywhere. To you too, Velta Wilson. Violet White, good afternoon and blessings to you. Thanks for joining us. Anne Thornley Brown says, nice. Right. Not sure what's nice and Thornley Brown, but whatever it is, well, thank you. Ricardo Porteous in Glengolf, St. Catherine says, big up Dervan and listening audience. To you too, Ricardo. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Blessings to you too, Faye Weller. Cherry Henry, good afternoon to you too. Thank you for tuning in. Lachmin Jaramillo or Lachmin Haramicho, however you pronounce your name. Good afternoon to you. Audrey Smith in Southampton, England says, good afternoon, Dervan and listeners. Have a good day, everyone, and stay safe. To you too, Audrey Smith. Beveline in Toronto, Canada says, good afternoon, listening. Yes, school up and running again in class. Welcome, Beveline. Angelia Christian in London says, good afternoon, Jamaica, to Dervan Malcolm, Power 106, night in London. Of course, it is 8:35 p.m. in the United Kingdom right now. Inez Ayona Campbell says, good afternoon, everyone. Pleasant Wednesday to you too. How are things in Bridgeport, Connecticut? Errol Harvey is in Germany. Welcome, Errol Harvey. How are things in Germany? Let me see now. How do we greet Errol Harvey in German? It would be, well, I know good evening. I'm trying to remember good afternoon. If there's a difference in their language. Guten Abend, Errol in Germany. Lincoln Pinnock says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm, and to the staff. It's a good day. Today is the birthday of the mother of our Lord Jesus, and tomorrow is mine, and the next day is my mother's. Well, well. Enjoy, Lincoln Pinnock. Thank you very much. Let's go to the phone lines. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
Good afternoon. It's been forever. Where have you been?
Yeah, well, hiding from the disease, from the COVID.
I believe you.
Hide, man. Hide.
Can you imagine hiding from an invisible enemy?
I tell you, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I tell you. Yeah, well, keep on listening, Dervan. Listen to you all the time, but man, so busy hiding and try to keep myself and
yes, you're sounding quite energetic and fresh, so that means it's working out.
Yeah, man. I mean, as a man in his 70s.
But you're batting well. We're gonna have to send you to help out the Jamaica Talawas.
Yes, man. I am here living off. What am I saying? 3 score and 10.
Everything else after that is bonus.
Bonus.
or brata, as we say in Jamaica.
Yes. According to the Bible, I say, by reason of strength, you live, go on. So
yes.
I am living off the reason of strength now.
Amen. What's happening?
Bye.
How's your leg of the highway? Or you been out too much, so you're not seeing the work?
No man. The section down by Forest there. I mean, up to Melrose Hill.
Yeah.
It's coming on, but I don't know why it's so slow. I thought it.
They might blame the weather for that. We've had persistent rain over
yes
long period of time.
Yeah, man. Yes. But me tell you something, man. The first short rains that we got. You remember about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think I have a fair idea of that time to which you're hearkening. Yes.
Tell you something, man. It's only when at the time in the 80s when they say a river broke out at Melrose Hill. As long as that ever got so much rain in Manchester area. Let me tell you something, man. It rains more than cats and dogs, man. Let me tell you something. If there was a wind a few weeks ago when we had the rain, if the wind was blowing, we have starved the country. It would be flattened with that amount of rain that we got. Believe me, like it just come down and man, I will tell you. But anyway, we have to learn to live by and build our houses and fix up our gullies and things like that so the water can rush go at lower ground and go down the earth and sun dry up and come up again. We have to learn to live by nature. Believe you me.
Yes.
Yes. But it's affected. What I've found is going on now, like I noticed on the southern side of the island, the water is coming in, man. It's coming in like the beaches are eroding. Bad, 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 bad. I don't know what's gonna happen if it continues like that. I guess it's like Alligator Pond. I know it's kind of flat already. We're gonna have no more little orchard in 10 years time if we go and see it.
Well, this is where we need our geologists and our engineers and our environmentalists
Yes.
to be discussing, planning, organizing, and obviously the government has to lead in that regard and get together the stakeholders. What can we do? What are the immediate steps that need to be taken to at least stop the erosion or whatever? Yes, true.
A matter of fact, the cousin of mine has a beach down by Alligator Pond, and he decided to give it to a next cousin. Just give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
He is living abroad and he's getting old now like me, and just decided to give the guy. And I know the boundary, and let me tell you something, because at one time I planted some steel, some pegs and things way out. And let me tell you something. I went there the other day, and the sea came in at least 30 to 40 feet. Believe you me. Let me tell you something. Telling somebody about that now is your limit. You have to
see it to believe it.
Mm-hmm. So things happening in the country, and I don't know if it's other places like on the south coast. Sorry, on the north coast is like that, but the south coast, man, it's getting terrible. Anyway, I keep on listening to you, and I know you're a young man. I know you'll be around for the next 30 years or so.
Nothing is in this life is guaranteed, but I thank you very much for your good wish.
Yeah, right, sir. Take care of yourself.
You too.
All right, good.
This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for taking my call. Good afternoon to your many listeners here and abroad and within the diaspora. I decided to call you this afternoon relating to the interview that I heard between Simon Koskil and Minister Chang. I would like to discuss the issue with you this afternoon. I was somewhat disappointed with the interview that Simon Koskil had with Minister Chang.
Did you call Mr. Koskil?
No, I am discussing the issue with you this afternoon.
I'm just wondering if there was an opportunity at the time for you to call to point out whatever got your attention to say, I don't agree with this, or I don't understand how that was said or not said, etc. Would have been useful, don't you think?
Mr. Koskil was not taking any calls during that interview.
Yeah, the phone lines weren't open at all?
No, they were not open while Minister Chang was being interviewed by Mr. Koskil.
I see. So what's the point of concern then?
Well, I'll discuss them with you. Minister Chang conceded that there has been an increase in the murder rate over last year by approximately 8%, he says. And he further commented that there are significant crime issues in the southern corporate area, in St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland. And Minister Chang also articulated that the deadly, ruthless, and dangerous lottery scamming crimes have actually democratized St. James, he says. And it is deeply...
One moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to midday for your legal corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington during Power Talk on Power 106 FM. You can call our numbers 876-922-4112-5. The text and WhatsApp line is 876-279-8598. You can also send an email at yourlegalcorner106@gmail.com. Join Your Legal Corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Here, Dahlia offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and concerns. Learn about the filing process, when to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday right here on Power 106 FM.
It's young, it's fresh, it's worldviews from a youth perspective. It's Gen Z, navigating the ups and downs of everyday life. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Power 106 FM.
And you are tender years. I know the fears that your elders grew by, and so please help.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Going to the break, did you mention democratizing St. James or something to that effect?
Yes, I heard thank you, Dervan. I heard Minister Chan stating that lottery scamming has democratized crime within St. James.
What was he asked what he meant by that?
No, he was not asked. And he further went on to state that the serious lottery scamming crime is deeply entrenched within the parish of St. James. Yeah. And he pointed out that the St. James Police Division has the second highest murder rate in Jamaica.
Well, you see, here's the thing. We can always get those numbers from the police. And the police can always provide the data. But how about what is the strategy? What is the plan? What is the mechanism that is being put in place or that is being pursued in order to bring down this lottery scamming endeavor in Jamaica?
That was not asked of the minister. And with Simon Koskil's good intentions, he did not ask Minister Chang. And I thought this was one of the most important questions that should have been put to Minister Chang. What specific plans, measures, and actions does the police and the army have to meticulously, methodically, and surgically dismantle the dangerous, well-funded, and well-organized criminal gangs that are operating with rampant impunity within St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, Clarendon, St. Catherine, and other parts of Kingston. Without those organized criminal gangs being thoroughly investigated and dismantled and their members placed before the courts, it is a given the crime and the murder problem will only continue to get worse here in St. James and throughout Jamaica. Minister Chang stated that the parish of St. James has a murder rate 185 persons per 100,000. And he said that the international average rate was 30 per 100,000. Now, the fact of the matter is, myself, along with Lloyd B. Smith, the president of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Janet Silvera, we have been speaking about the 19 inner city communities within Montego Bay where crime, poverty, widespread unemployment, and very little infrastructure exists. And it's all pervasive throughout those communities. We have been speaking about this for many years, and things continue to get worse. Nothing, absolutely nothing, has been said about this significant and immense problem by the members of Parliament in St. James, Edmund Bartlett, Homer Davis, T.Y. Clark, and Marlene Mallow Ford on what plans does the government have to implement to seek to regularize these major communities where crime is infested within, and those persons who live within those areas, some of them are going into other areas and creating problems. Not one word from Minister Chang, nor from the members of Parliament on this issue. The other concern that I have, Dervan, there are many persons within Jamaica. Some of those persons are most eloquent and vociferous when it comes to their own self-interest. Lloyd B. Smith has quite rightly been asking the question, where are the city, church, civic, and business leaders from within Montego Bay? Why are they not letting their voices be heard and not pressuring the National Security Minister, Dr. Chang, and the Prime Minister to put in place the necessary crime and army plans to dismantle the criminal gangs in St. James and their connective gangs across Western Jamaica? I must note, Dervan, that the Gleaner newspaper and the Western Mirror newspaper have in the past written some excellent editorials on the paramount need for those criminal gangs and enterprises to be found and dismantled, yet nothing tangible has been happening. And I am amazed that we are not hearing anything tangible and from the government and from the Minister of National Security on these criminal gangs. Speaking about the social issues is important, but you have to look at the source. The source of the problem, Dervan, has to do with these gangs, and the most serious issue here, these gangs continue to get increasingly more organized, and it is said that some of these gangs are politically connected. I am asking the question here, is it because, and I'm speaking generally here, is it because some of these ruthless and wealthy gangs are connected politically, why they are not being dealt with? And I did not hear your colleague, Mr. Crossgill, ask the Minister of National Security, when the Minister posited in Parliament that Army and Police Intelligence to him as National Security Minister in briefing, that approximately 200 illegal firearms are entering the country on a monthly basis.
But if
Where,
I keep asking, every time I hear these announcements being made and these pronouncements being made, we keep asking, and how many gangs we have in Jamaica and all of these things. If we have that kind of information, shouldn't we just be able to act on the information and then come back to us, come back to the people after we have done the work to root out whoever or whatever needs to be rooted out, and give people a sense of assurance that in fact steps are being taken. It really doesn't help when all we can do is to recite how many guns are coming in via our ports and how many gangs are in Jamaica. If we have this information, we can act on it. Let's start there. We know that there are X number of gangs. Well, let's take them down one by one
yes,
or simultaneously.
I do not know if you recall, I was speaking to you some time ago when the zone of special operations was declared in Norwood. Heard this, and let me say this, Dervan, that I have the greatest respect for Minister Chang, and I'm not in any shape or form wanting for him to resign or anything. But when I heard Minister Chang in Norwood stating that some of the gangsters escaped from Norwood and they will be found they have gone, this is mind-boggling. Isn't it the duty of the police and the army to use intelligence and other tracking equipment which the police have and the army to track down these persons who have left Norwood, find them, apprehend them, and place them before the courts? I find it amazing that I heard Minister Chang stating that they have left the community. It is hardly likely that they will be found.
Yes, that sounds quite defeatist. And as we've said, we would rather hear what is being done rather than what we already know. We already know what the situation is in Jamaica. It's a question of what are we doing about it?
Yes, I wrote a newspaper column some time ago, Dervan, pointing out that the government needs to take a look at the police cleared up rate, needs to take a look at improved policing. Well, Minister Chang has spent billions of dollars on equipping the security forces, but I think that CTOC and MOCA still need much more resources. Jamaica, Dervan does not have a modern intelligence apparatus that is needed. I commend Minister Chang for putting in place this new traffic system, which is due to come in place in operation in November. And I heard him stating that in terms of promotion within the police force, that it is more detailed and those persons who are being promoted are getting those promotions based on their merit. But the overall thing, Dervan, nothing is being done to find these gangs, to dismantle them. And that is why the crime problem continues to get out of hand.
Well, you know how we feel about absolute terms on this program. To say nothing is being done,
well, I'm sorry,
yes, is it undermines your argument, because
yes,
the truth is things have been done and are being done. We can always debate whether the most appropriate mechanisms and methodologies are being applied to effectively cauterize the problems. But when we start talking in absolutes, then we undermine our position.
Yes, I am withdrawing that statement. Minister Chang stated that $105 billion have been lost due to the COVID virus in terms of employment. But I think, Dervan, that I hope that Minister Chang will recognize the importance of taking some action in terms of these gangs. And also, I am hoping that the citizenry and the upper and the middle class within Jamaica will understand the importance of making their voices be heard and in pressuring the government to do these things which are necessary to cauterize the crime problem. The late Wilmot Perkins used
Sorry,
to...
we have to take a break. Can we wrap when we come back from the break, please?
Thank you, Dervan.
Children's hell will slowly go by.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock.
Living in the positive.
Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to midday for your legal corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington during Power Talk on Power 106 FM. You can call our numbers 876-922-4112-5. The text and WhatsApp line is 876-279-8598. You can also send an email at yourlegalcorner106@gmail.com. Join Your Legal Corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Here, Dahlia offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and concerns. Learn about the filing process, when to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday right here on Power 106 FM.
It's riveting, thought-provoking, and interesting. It's the Morning Agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. Join Jody and Quarry on Mondays and Tuesdays and Sanjay Lewis on Wednesdays and Thursdays, while they alternate on Fridays as they set your agenda and break down the issues and keep you informed on what matters to you most. It's the Morning Agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. only on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding. You were going on to quote the late Wilmot Monty Perkins.
Yes, I regularly heard the late Wilmot Perkins stating that if we, the Jamaican people, do not begin to, I am paraphrasing my words, but if the Jamaican people do not recognize the seriousness of the crime problem and begin to let their voices be heard and begin to cooperate with the police, if we keep quiet and are unconcerned about it, then it is eventually going to reach our doorstep, and at that time it will be too late. In concluding, Dervan, I heard Minister Chang stating, referring rather to the social intervention program, and he commented that over the past 10 years, approximately $380 billion was spent on social intervention programs. But in terms of the Capri study, they found that the money was not well spent and could not be accounted for in many instances. I think Minister Chang will have to, going forward, recalibrate and restructure these programs. But it is very important, Dervan, for these social intervention programs to be in operation across the communities in Jamaica. They may not have had the impact that they should have based on many factors. But in going forward, I'm hoping that some warranted funds can be structured through these programs, and Minister Chang will not. I'm hoping that Minister Chang will recognize the importance of these programs and will fund them. Thank you so much for taking my call, Dervan. All the best to you and all the best to your listeners. Always appreciate it.
Thanks for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello to Audley Clark. Good afternoon. Hope all is well, he says, with you. And we are okay out here in Discovery Bay St. Anne, says Audley Clark. That's good to know, Audley Clark. Thank you very much for checking in. Hello to Dwayne on YouTube. Also, Angie. Angie says, good afternoon. Jamaicans, please wear your masks. Just be safe, you all. Sanjay Sinanan says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I hope all is well. We hope the same for you and yours, Sanjay Sinanan. Claude Maduri of Plastico says, good day to Jamaica. Good day to you, Claude Maduri, who is in Nova Scotia, Canada. He tells us it's very hot there. Good afternoon, Claude Maduri. And the team here in Jamaica at Plastico on Malines Road. Natalie Winter says, good afternoon. Very hot and humid in Washington Gardens. And she says, good afternoon. Traffic jam on Washington Boulevard, bumper to bumper at the traffic light near Boulevard Supercenter. Sunshine, hot, bad, says Natalie Winter. To the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Shalom.
Good afternoon.
Blessings and good day to you and yours, Mr. Dervan, and all your listeners across the board. And also the management of staff at that wonderful radio station, Power 106.
Are you speaking from behind a mask?
No, I'm not.
The audio sounds.
Should I be speaking from behind a mask?
I don't know, but I think the timbre of your voice just changed. Timbre. So let's see if we can work with this. Go ahead.
Okay, any better now?
A little, yes.
Yes, I'm listening to your program yesterday, especially the last half an hour of it. I made a call, but to keep me on hold, and time expired.
Well, I'm sure you have a watch or some other timepiece which would give you a sense as to the possibility of us being able to admit your call at that time. We did answer the phone, but obviously didn't have the time to take your call.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking my call today. Yes, in regards to your commendation of the achievement of the Cuban, so-called, in developing two.
What is your first name?
My name?
Uh-huh.
My name actually is...
All right. Whatever your name is, would it be okay to call your name and then say so-called?
No, I'm referring to, I said so-called Cuban. Yeah, the Cuban so-called.
So that's why I'm asking if you would be okay with someone calling your name and saying so-called.
Yes, my name is Samuel so-called. But that's not my name. God gave me that name. All right, and I'm on my birth certificate. I'm a Jamaican so-called, but I will get to that point and make it a little clearer.
We won't allow you to make that point, because that's a point you have set out to make and have been allowed a lot of airtime over the years, right here. So take advantage of the time opportunity that you have right now, and let's get straight to it, please.
You have said that Jamaica is to try to develop their own because we have the talent, and the name with A-N on it, C-A-N, Jamaican, mean yes we can.
It's not original. There's nothing original about that.
You're so right. No. All right. For the record and for your listener, the name, the simplified form of the explanation of the word Jamaica. What is it?
I'm sorry, I can't help you if you don't know.
I know. Jamaica means a land of wood and water. So it was called when it was allegedly being discovered by some people from Europe, particularly Spain. one man named Christopher Columbus. Okay? It's highly recorded.
Well, you could burn the books and the papers and the images and everything else. It doesn't erase the fact that one Christopher Columbus came to Jamaica.
Oh, he came. He came. And I've heard you read the history that when he came, he saw people there offer to sell him goods. He saw civilization here.
So what's the point?
I heard you
What's the
read
point you're making then?
No, but the point I'm trying to make is that, Mr. Malcolm, we're living in a lie. And
what's the lie?
You a brilliant mind.
No, I'm sorry. That's not necessary. No, that's not. No, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. I'm sorry. That's not.
We need a reset.
Hold on.
The point is,
hold on. That's not how someone argues. Please, slow down. Let's start again. What are you saying?
The word Jamaica means land of wood and water. Now, you said yesterday, and hence that's why I called. You said yesterday that Jamaican.
I'm saying to you that is not original. People have been saying that for years. It ends with I see it as individuals in reference to one who is of Jamaican nationality. Jamaican. The last 4 letters ICAN. So what? Oh, come on. What is the what?
I'm challenging this to stimulate conversation.
Challenging what? Challenging what?
The term we being Jamaican.
No, but you could challenge until the cows. You could challenge until the cows come home. There's a nationality called Jamaican.
Mr. Malcolm, for the sake of your listener, could you please, if you have a scripture, could you please turn to Genesis 25 and 23?
No, because you have called us prepared. You are going to find that and read it.
No, fine. You have a computer in front of you, and your listeners can open the book. Let us see who gives people their nationality. If it's man.
All right, there's no argument there. A Jamaican is a Jamaican, an American is an American. It's a nationality. Let's move on. Because no, seriously no. You've been at this for a few years now, and it's just the same over and over again. And we have listeners who have grown a little impatient. We have tried our best to be as patient as ever, and we're still trying at this very moment. But we have to go. We have to be going somewhere. Otherwise, we're driving around in a circle. It's like just going around in a circle. So let's see if you can take us somewhere, please.
Commendation to the tribe of Ephraim in so-called Cuban, our brother, our brethren, our blood brother. We are from one stock of people. Yes, who have created those 2 vaccines. Understand me? And Jamaica, the so-called Jamaican, which are of the tribe of Benjamin. Understand me? We can do all things.
So you're helping us to make the point we were making yesterday. What's next?
Because, Mr. Malcolm, you seem to be afraid of touching the scripture. I can show you who we are. That
kind of reverse psychology is not going to work. No, we're really serious this afternoon. It's not a joke now. No, hold on. We're very serious this afternoon. You have been at this point for a few years now, and you're going to take us somewhere, make the point that you're making, and let's move on.
Isn't it said that repetition strengthens resolve? What is wrong with repetition?
You're not seem to get it. You don't seem to be getting the point. I think you get a kick. I think you get a kick. I think you get a kick out of this thing. So you have called to get your kick as usual. But I'm saying we're being as patient as possible to allow you some time to express yourself. But we don't have the time for games. That's essentially what I'm saying. We don't have time for games. We're not
This is
fooling
not again,
around.
Mr. Malcolm.
This is
People with it
time.
is said, the Honorable
Right?
Marcus Blair Garvey said this. A people without knowledge of their past, history, origin, and culture is like a tree without root. Mr. Malcolm, you know what that means? You're dead. We are dead people without a knowledge of who we are. If we want to call ourselves by some land that we are of the land, we are land of wood and water.
You are
We
free
are
to
not
say
such a people.
whatever you want
We are
to
not such a
say,
people.
but
God gave us an heritage and inheritance, and He gave us our nationality. We
look
need
at
to-
the
we need to
time.
find
We
our
have
way
to
back.
go to the break, please.
The one they picked.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
It's young, it's fresh, it's worldviews from a youth perspective. It's Gen Z, navigating the ups and downs of everyday life. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Yes, are we getting any close to the end now? Oh, he's gone. Let's move on. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. All right, let's move on. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number. 876-365-3346. Tony in Spanish Town had sent us a message. Employers, stop discriminating against employees who prefer not taking the vax. Well, that is the subject of a raging debate. The employers have a duty to protect not only their internal customers, but also their external customers, as in their staff and their customers. And it's whatever decisions are being made will have to take into account existing laws and statutes, etc. And if it is that there is a serious challenge to the situation, the stipulation on the part of an employer within the interest, in what he or she would consider to be the best interest of the firm, then that might have to be tested in a court of law. If it comes to that, outside of that, the approach which it seems the private sector vaccination group is taking is that of reasoning and talking it through with the individual employees, getting them to understand the impact of their vulnerability to COVID-19 on the business, and also the impact that vulnerability can have on the customers doing business with that enterprise. Thank you, Tony in Spanish Town, for your message. Another one. Good day, Dervan. We need to educate ourselves in this country. It's painful listening to some of these people on the radio. Shelley Ann Kearns. Well, wisdom can come from anywhere. Who was that? The person who sent us the message. Wisdom can come from anywhere, and we recognize that. But also, we need to be discerning. We need to be discerning to be able to identify when someone is just playing the fool or fooling around. We need to be able to discern when that is taking place. Shelley Ann Kern says, "Hey Dervan, you should join us on Clubhouse." Oh, that's the antidote for WhatsApp, is it? One of those. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do our homework and then come back to you on that one. 876-365-3346 is the WhatsApp number. Hello to Joan in Bermuda. She's been sharing information with us. She says BHM visitor restrictions reintroduced due to Delta surge. So it looks like Bermuda is experiencing a surge right now. Another story, schools placed under phase 2 COVID protocols. Let's see if we can bring up the information, further information here that Joan in Bermuda is sharing with us. We can always count on her to keep us abreast of developments in Bermuda. So let's see. Let's take them one at a time. This one, situation in Bermuda. BHB visitor restrictions reintroduced due to Delta surge. Due to the surge in COVID-19 community numbers and increase in inpatient numbers, Bermuda Hospitals Board, BHB, is ceasing visitation of inpatients and long-term care residents at KEMH and MWI. Those are health facilities, I would imagine, effective from today, Wednesday, the 8th of September, and they're canceling elective surgeries from today. Maternity, Gosling Children's Unit, intensive care patients will allow limited visitation by designated individuals. So that is one of the stories. The other story, that's the situation in Bermuda. The other story has to do with schools. Schools placed under phase 2 COVID protocols. All of Bermuda's public schools have been ordered by Education Minister, the Honorable Diallo Raben, that they are required to operate under the dictates of phase 2 of the school COVID protocols as mandated by the Ministry of Health. So that's another of the stories coming out of Bermuda. They apparently are experiencing a surge at this stage. And so the information with another COVID spike in effect, the one believed fueled by the now rampant Delta variant and asserted by some science experts to be more highly transmissible and resilient to vaccines than prior variants, such a move had appeared inevitable. A return to remote learning looms also. So they just restarted face-to-face in Bermuda, and right away, the government has said, hold on. No, we can't, we have to walk this back. Let's return to remote learning for the time being until this thing passes. It seems to be the situation right now. So we will no doubt hear more as time progresses. Those two stories coming out of Bermuda, shared with us by one of our regular listeners who is originally from St. James, but has been living in Bermuda for many years now. Joan, thank you very much, Joan, in Bermuda, for those updates. Let's go back to the other messages on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number, same as the text line, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. And while we're clearing a couple of the unrelated messages, hello to Valerie Rochester in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, we got your message, Valerie Rochester in Atlanta, Georgia. We will act accordingly. Thank you very much. And here is another. Hello, Dervan. Let's see. Oh, all right. So that one, we'll just need to save these details and move right along. It's the age we're in. We do what we have to do right away. We're not wasting any time. Hello to Missionary Doris. We see you. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Michael Paul Brown is also messaging us. Ralph says, "Good afternoon, teacher. I am no defender of the government, but I seriously think that the criticism hurled at Dr. Tufton is premature and totally uncalled for. Dr. Tufton inherited a ministry which was totally mismanaged for years. The evidence is there to see in Cornwall Regional Hospital. I have never seen a minister who is more hands-on and responsive. He doesn't run his ministry from his air conditioning, or do you mean air conditioned office, like his predecessors. I heard several persons yesterday supporting the absurd statement that he should resign for the shortage of oxygen without having the facts. Is that a fair request? The minister is responsible for making policy, yet he's involved in all areas of the ministry, including operations. Last year, we saw many countries that manufacture PPEs hoarding them for their domestic markets. Some governments even stopped shipments of PPEs from leaving their ports. As a consequence, we had a global shortage of PPEs. We turned around and blamed the government for something they had no control over. We're now seeing a similar situation with a shortage of oxygen, yet we're calling for Dr. Tufton to resign. LOL. We need to first make the connection between all the factors that cause the issues with the shortage of oxygen in our hospitals before we start pointing fingers. I know a lot of people like Crocs can't help themselves because of politics, but it's disappointing when I see those who should know better making statements that are not rooted in facts. Let's hear who knew what when and at what time before and at what time before we pass judgment. Well, it's the same thing we were saying yesterday, Ralph. Dr. Christopher Tufton is the minister with portfolio responsibility for health and wellness. So he is the highest of the decision makers in the area of healthcare, especially in relation to the public sector. The minister needs to tell us, what did he know, when did he know it, and what did he do about it? When he does that, it's then left up to members of the general public to draw their own conclusions and for the decision makers to decide how they proceed from there based on the information that is provided. It's pretty standard. That's what is expected of any minister anywhere in the world where accountability is practiced. What did you know? When did you know it? And what did you do about it? Now, if one is going to be speaking the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, then one has nothing to fear. The truth shall set you free. But in the meantime, you have to give an account. You have to give an account. So it means whether through information that is passed on, information compiled by the permanent secretary, by the chief medical officer, etc., etc., etc. In the final analysis, a decision has to be made, or decisions have to be made. And the minister cannot be left out of those decisions. So the minister has to give an account. Ralph, if we're serious about accountability, the minister has to give an account. It comes with the territory. It is what it is. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter at a situation when one is in a position, when one occupies a position, one is expected to to avail oneself of all the information pertinent to that position, all the priorities pertinent to that position, and therefore all the critical decisions, not the everyday run-of-the-mill decisions, the critical decisions must involve the minister one way or another.
You contribute directly to Jamaica's national development when you pay your customs duties. Let's all do our part in keeping the wheels of our economy turning. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30.
It's riveting, thought-provoking, and interesting. It's the Morning Agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. Join Jody and Quarry on Mondays and Tuesdays and Sanjay Lewis on Wednesdays and Thursdays, while they alternate on Fridays as they set your agenda and break down the issues and keep you informed on what matters to you most. It's the Morning Agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. only on Power 106 FM.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. This Wednesday, September 8, Miss Brittany Blackwood will discuss the learning of creative lunch dishes with just $500 for 2 persons. Also, tune in for a focus on how to get a good night's rest. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, September 8 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, PA Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Beco Zinc Plus Syrup, distributed by Medical Disposables and Supplies, available in pharmacies island-wide. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, let's save water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2, Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom.
Them with your youth, they seek the truth before they...
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, trying to clear our backlog of messages. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, Trelawney, I beg your pardon, Hunstown in St. Mary, says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Wednesday to you and your listeners. Mr. Malcolm, my heart goes out to the family members of the police officer who died on the job yesterday. My condolences to the family and his soul, may his soul and his family and other members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, may his soul rest in peace. Clarky Bless, Hunstown, St. Mary. We join you in conveying condolences. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Levi Goslin says, Teacher Malcolm, good afternoon to you and our listeners, wherever they are. Today marks the 52nd anniversary of our Good Dollars and Cents. Yes, we have that on our list of our This Day in History feature, but we'll continue reading. Came into effect the 8th of the 9th, 1969. Mr. Malcolm, we need a vibrant consumer protection agency that really takes the bottom line, consumers, really takes, something is missing there. Mr. Malcolm, we're meeting hell from big business and the utility companies. We can't take any more. The honorable people will have to pay attention to the plight of the people. Big up yourself, teacher. Call you soon. Looking forward to hearing from you over the phone. Thank you for your message. Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. I have a concern with the Ministry of Education. Why haven't we fitted out our schools in Jamaica with solar panels to power our schools to provide their own electricity supplies? This is not a hard task by our political directorate, says Cuban in Georgia. There are schools that are already on that road. I can think of Arden High School, Woolmer's, can't think of any more now, but Arden and Woolmer's, I believe they have programs where they are using some form of alternative energy. Curtis says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm, and all you God's children. A blessed afternoon. Sir Malcolm, it's not easy, but in God we trust. I'm going through a rough time. Some of my brilliant brothers and sisters are leaving us because of COVID, but I'm confident this too shall and will pass. God is our refuge and strength, a present help in trouble. Thank you, Curtis, for your message. Ren Mendez in Toronto, Canada says, Mr. Malcolm, I would not like to be the one waiting on the line to speak with you while that guy is there wasting time. Sir D, something I think would be great for your program, and in particular the Diaspora Show, the Jamaica Eye. Perhaps you could invite someone to educate us on how they can link some of the CC cameras from our private dwelling to the national system. As you know, one of the topics at the top of our list when considering returning to Jamaica is crime and our safety. Please do your research and determine if you can add this to your broadcast. Ren Mendez. P.S. Called Ms. Cynthia did not get her. We'll try again. Thank you for that update on that message we had received. Thank you, Ren Mendez, for your message. We're adding that to our list of follow-ups. The Jamaica Eye. All right, we've got that. Thank you very much, Ren Mendez in Toronto, Canada. And just before we go to the phones and take the call from Rascava, here are a couple of messages from Crocs in Black River. He says, could you please read the above message today? Good day, Mr. Malcolm. No, we read it already. We read that message. Sorry you didn't hear it. We read it yesterday, Crocs. We read that message. And he now says for today, good day, Dervan. If Lucifer was as successful at marketing and PR as Dr. Tufton, he would be in total control of this earth. Well, that is indeed his line of work, isn't it? His line of studies in marketing. And, well, can you blame a man for bringing to bear his marketing skills on his portfolio? Yeah. Marketing is his strong point, apparently. Thank you very much for your message, Crocs in Black River. Let's go now to Rascava, who's been holding the line for a few minutes. We'll tell you how many when this device decides to. There we go. These devices sometimes seem to have minds of their own. Rascava has been holding for 14 minutes and 11 seconds. Thanks for your patience, Rascava. Welcome.
Thanks, first. I just love to ask Miss Valerie Rochester. She's related to Barrington Rochester from Richmond Park, Moco, Clarendon.
We'll check with her if she is not listening at this time and hearing. So what Rochester did you say?
Barrington. Rochester.
In
Richmond Park, Moco, Clarendon.
There's a Richmond Park in Moco as well. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's where I am from.
What?
There was a Rochester who teaches me at school. Mm-hmm. And that Rochester, one day we out a door, and we have outdoor classes, because we used to go out a door, we have classes, And we were talking about nostrils. And I said, yes, teacher, they say what we call nose. Give me a piece of beating. I said, no.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. I did love that teacher. Yes. She talked about a memory gem that said, good, better, best, never let it rest until you're good, be better, and you're better, best. And that I've never forgotten that memory gem either, just to pronounce your T's and your D's and H's.
Yes, it's another good one for the children. Yeah.
Right. And to Master Ralph again, if he's not a defender, probably I don't know what the word means. The last time I see him, I play right defending. You know, I say right back in there. So a right defender, I'm a play. But you need to remember that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mr. Tufton is responsible for the health ministry, and he do the final signing off of major decisions. So he ought to know what goes on in the health service. If he's not getting information, he needs to ask for it. So
he needs to insist if he's not getting it.
Right. So he can't get away from it. I'm not going to tell himself to resign, because who knows another one where I go put the how better I might be, or he was good as him. But you cannot expect that he won't be getting criticism and be asking questions over what people think is not going right. Because my question that I would want to ask him is, I have been hearing that all the people who died from COVID were not vaccinated, while family members of people who died from the COVID said their family member was fully vaccinated. But, you know, I can see why the government or governments, whoever is there, would not come out and tell the people, say, you know, so we have 3 dead.
No, they're not. No, they are supposed to tell us what is happening, whether good or bad. That's the only way we're going to effectively manage this situation.
They will not do that, because the hesitants, the anti-vax and the uncle-vaxxers will have something now to hold on
No,
to.
there's nothing to hold. We naturally, as people, there are those of us who have underlying conditions. We have all kinds of conditions. There's nothing amazing or earth-shattering about vaccinated people sadly dying. What becomes problematic is when some of us proceed to conclude, simply because the person was vaccinated and the person died, that it's the vaccine that killed the person. That has to be proven. That requires evidence.
I know that may attack, man. Vaccine people will die. But I'm saying, they say none of those who died from COVID were not vaccinated. While some people are saying, whereas their family member was hearty and a kick and prance and got vaccinated and died shortly after.
Yeah.
So,
well,
what I'm saying,
so what's the point other than what you have said?
That I find it really interesting to know that not even one is reported who died that was fully vaccinated.
No, but again, remember, Rascava, the health professionals have a duty to report the information that they have. We are this is not just Jamaica in a little corner doing something. We're a part of a global mechanism which requires us to comply with the global standards. Now, if people have evidence, keyword, if people have evidence that it is otherwise, they know where to go.
Sue hell and take state and try the case.
Well, if that's where you want to send them, but I wouldn't advise them along those lines.
Send them. You have to send them with the people with the information. And some information is strictly prohibited by the public ears or eyes. Those are privacy.
No, there's nothing private about COVID-19 data. I mean, mind you, they're not perhaps listing the names, apart from maybe notable people whose stories are made public. The average person's details are not going to be divulged just like that. They will perhaps say a 55-year-old woman from Trelawney, a 68-year-old man from St. Thomas, etc. But outside of that, if there is evidence, if there is a link, if the doctors are able to establish a link between the death of a patient and COVID-19, the doctors have a duty to provide the information, to supply the information.
The doctor is not guided by...
One moment, please.
Because the past is just a good.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
Private sector employers.
Work with the PSVI to register and help vaccinate your staff with the PSVI vaccination program.
It's safe, efficient, and convenient. Protect your staff and customers.
Let's get the productive sector vaccinated and back to normality as quickly as we can.
Email info@psvija.com or call 876-339-0988 for registration details. That's 876-339-0988.
Vaccines work. Work with the vaccine.
The PSVI vaccination program is approved by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new hosts who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive. And of tender years.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Yes, Raskava. So you don't trust the medical professionals who are responsible for supplying the data?
If you don't trust doctors, you won't go to them. But I am saying that I would not blame Mr. Tufton or the Ministry of Health on the other side, or no Ministry of Health, that if they have the truth and reveal that truth, that will be to the detriment of the majority of the people and to the country. If they don't reveal it, I wouldn't hold that against them.
No, well, that might very well backfire.
Yeah, but if you reveal a truth, that is going to cause more mayhem and death and all kind of things to the detriment of the people. The Bible says not every truth shall be known. And I think they would borrow that and use it. And I wouldn't hold that against them.
Yeah, but careful how you take that position, Raskava, because what if there comes a time when information that you think should be made public is kept under wraps, as you're suggesting, that you would have been okay with it?
Well, you know, as I said, if it benefits the majority of people or the country, for instance, you know that certain things, all right, look at it even smaller, a relationship between a man and a woman, and you see that woman out there with another man, and if you go and tell that woman, the man might kill that woman to be challenging him, or if you tell the man might kill the woman to be cheating. So it's better you don't say anything to none of them. That's when every truth shall not be known. The granny say, and everything good for name, good for talk.
And if the person, if the person is your best friend,
me not tell him or her if it ever cause the death of the other one. Me not tell them.
Well, how do you? Why would you jump to death? Why would you see that as being the ultimate outcome?
Because that's a possibility where the love triangle ends.
Oh.
And anyway,
well, you're free. I guess you're free to choose what to share and what not to.
Right. And I'm more happy and what where I am concerned. You know, in 2020, December Grand Market night, I was charged for breaching COVID. And the court called up one time. When we look at the summons, there was no date on the summons for me to attend court. We called DSP Brown himself if we go to the station and go get date. When we go there, they're looking at 3 book, no dates. We go to the court's office, they don't have it on the system. However, I never start them, still I go to court every day. I listen to my name to be called. Tell all people I say, if you're an idiot, I must go me one well go to court. But why I did that, it was 4 copies of that summons written up. And there was no carbon to make carbon copies. So I was saying if there's no date on mine, the other one that they have written up could have had dates on it. And then you go here say me abscond bail and me not go to court. So every court day me out there listen to my name till one day me see the inspector. Me say, Inspector, can I talk to you, ma'am? And she still a walk. And me said, Inspector, there's no date. No, before that, she said, don't you know we have a court on the 28th? We said, no, ma'am, because there was no date on my summons. He said, go look on it's there. You're an intelligent man. So me just, nobody said nothing more to her. We go ask a superintendent. He said that summons is invalid. Because so you don't have to worry. Still got a court. The 28th, where the inspector say, card up, it put off. And 6 months ago, it put off again till today. We go there today now and dress up royally, very impressive. Gale on his mother, the button and everything. Statement dressing. So, we go there, we first get called up, When we go in there, the woman police now want me to take off my red, gold, and green crown. He said, no, I'm not. You're not supposed to. He said, the police said, I am telling you to take it off. He said, no, ma'am. And the judge called her and said, okay, leave him alone. And she just put her head and go outside. Kind of sad here, but that's so. You should have listened. So while the clerk of the court was reading out the statement, they had so much conflicting thing about it where I was going to tell the judge, they haven't come to try it out, but I tell the judge, say, the police they make so much mistakes. First thing, they never have no watch, no phone. The Maypen clock doesn't work. So they did not know the time that I was riding through. The inspector called me over and said, don't you know, the light should be fixed to the bicycle. So I tell her, I said, well, the government don't import light and generator anymore. So she said, if you tape it on, here comes another ignorant voice. One, go up the truck, go up the truck. And I say, I'm talking to the inspector. Go up the truck, go up the truck. And I say, well, his father. So the other inspector said, go up the truck with about 35 people in there. One with one bandaged foot. One with a bicycle touch on his foot. One with one did a quarry and a coast police or then take away NSC. And the truck a rock had all this something there now. Good they never had no wood corner before we reach the station. Anyway, we go over there. Some people give wrong names and wrong addresses. Me left all my phone number because what ignorant police when me go over there and then pack up everybody in a little about 8 feet apart space. And she a sneeze and me I say, see, you have COVID and you bring everybody in here. She say, allergic reaction. I say, okay, I can help you with your sinus then. I left all my number. Only to find out that same police now, she said she's an inspector on the statement where the rank is. But when this part of the statement there, she's a sergeant. So the one police have 2 ranks. I don't know which time she work as a sergeant away from giving statement or which time she work as a superintendent. No, inspector. So the clerk of the court was saying that the police got on leave from 6 months ago. I was supposed to return, and even though she has not returned and they're calling her and they're not getting through. So the judge they say, okay, Mr. Bench, you're free to leave. It was expected, because I ride my bicycle go up there, because I said, me I ride it, come back home after court. Me no business, because the judge that I saw the first time, when I tell the man why I was on the road, the man said, "You're lying," in the most loudest voice. And I say, "What? That's a preconceived notion, Me don't want you to try this a case, because you have already said me I tell lie. Whatever I say again is going to be lie. Only to look find out to know when we go there another one." So, just to share that, to say, well, it's a very happy moment for me, and I will ever praise Rastafari, because he's the one I really ask and say he's the decision maker, he's the judge of all judges. So let Jah be praised.
So the case has been thrown out?
Yeah, the judge said you are free to leave, sir.
All right.
Because you just pure lie them a tell, and I never planned to go up there and say one thing that was not true.
Yes.
So when we come out and do the police now say, Mr. Bent, I'm very sorry, sir. We said, "Oh, don't need to sorry, mama. It's all right. You were just doing your job." But the headgear is a part of the Rastaman attire. I say, "Okay, your daughter still works at the hospital." And I say, "No, she's now a guidance counselor, so she's in the field." And he said, "Oh, yeah, man, I know her very well." He said she gets so humble, she really up in the court, I mean, I say, oh, man, sometimes it's sorry for them or some things where they make them have to do without saying it to them.
And the truth shall set you free, Raskava.
Yeah, in this case it does.
Yes.
Give thanks again, man.
Thanks for the story. All the best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Beverly in Toronto, Canada. This came in about 45 minutes ago. Says, "Wow, the caller is somewhat abrupt." Mikey Jarrett in Brooklyn, New York is greeting us. Good afternoon and blessed love to you too, Mikey Jarrett in New York. He's not a happy person, says Beverly in reference to a caller earlier on. And she was inveigling me to cut him off. No, that's not how we approach these things, Beverly. Paulette Leverage says, "Good evening, good afternoon, Paulette Leverage. Mr. Malcolm, I'm here in Gordontown listening to your program. Have a wonderful evening." Same to you, Paulette Leverage. Thanks for listening. And we'll do our best to leverage your support for the benefit of all. Olga Hollingshead says, "Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm, and all your listening diaspora family and friends everywhere. I'm here in Kingston listening. Have a blessed evening." Welcome home once again, Olga Hollingshead. Continue to enjoy Jamaica, land we love. Nicola in Mandeville, Manchester, good afternoon. And thank you very much for tuning in as usual. Samuel Collado says, "Amen." And that's on Facebook Live. Let's check in with YouTube. On YouTube, Natalie has a lot to say. She says, Kevin, what a laugh. Easy, sir. I hear that tagline of protecting internal and external until me old and gray. The reality is the dollar signs and the bottom line. Check it. I agree with Dervan, but not only the minister. A lot of people in private sector companies need to be brought to book about their tendency in the positions they hold. When did they know? What did they know? And the results to square the cake. Olive Clark says, "Hello, Mr. Malcolm. Good afternoon to you and staff and all those who are tuned in. Very hot day today in California. Can you send us some rain? We'll do our best, Olive Clark." Jennifer Stewart from Q Road in Kencott, East Central, St. Andrew says, "Good afternoon, Sir Dervan. What happened today? I can't get you on Facebook." We're on. Well, if you're not getting through on Facebook, although Facebook is on, you can go to YouTube. Just go to YouTube. You don't need to have an account. Just go to YouTube and you'll be able to watch. And who is this now? Rose McIntosh says, "Raskava, I'm laughing at your comments." Rose McIntosh in London. Natalie Winter says, "Good afternoon. Truly true word Rastafari, not everything good for eat, good for talk, based on painful experiences. Some people just have to fall on their own sword, learn from it. And Kevin Dunk says Dervan seems to struggle with his patois at times. Well, I don't speak patois, Kevin Dunk. I talk Jamaican. How about that? There's your response. Talking Jamaican, different from patois. It is Jamaican. Let's come back with more after the break.
Your children well, their fathers hell.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock. Renovating your bathroom, or maybe you're in need of plumbing repairs. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies is your one-stop store for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit our new Portmore showroom at 62 Congreve Park, Nagohead, or 56 Malines Road, Kingston, and let our experienced staff provide you with quality products and efficient solutions. For more info or to shop online, visit JamaicaPlumbingSupplies.com. Jamaica Plumbing Supply. Let's save water.
The following is a public service announcement from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising the public that limited services will be offered at the newly relocated office at 4 Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay, from Wednesday, September 1 through to Friday, September 3, 2021. This is due to unforeseen circumstances that arise during the relocation exercise. The ministry appreciates your kind understanding and expects full service to be restored on Wednesday, September 8, 2021. We apologize for the inconvenience this may cause. That was a public service announcement from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new hosts who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive. Them on your dreams, the one they fix, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:02. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:02. Hiện tại, TDN là 4:02. 2 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? It's been a significant time for Break Barriers Caring Hands Jamaica. They're celebrating their first anniversary, and we're standing by to connect with today's guests. They have had to use the services of Break Barriers Caring Hands Jamaica, and they want the world to know, and they'll be joining us in a moment to review the services of BBCH, Break Barriers Caring Hands Jamaica, celebrating their first anniversary. And as part of our mission, not just on this program, but our life's mission to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. This is a family of entrepreneurs who have started this enterprise, and we are more than happy to help them to tell their story and to give them the necessary support. This is a small business, and the support can go a long way in transforming a small business into a medium-sized business, and then big business, and so on and so forth. You get the picture. And so that's part of the mission. So we're connecting with right. All right. So we're going to get the discussion going while we try to reach another of our guests. But let's first of all say hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Heather Neff. Good afternoon, Heather Neff. How are you?
Good afternoon. Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Thank you so much for joining us on this special feature on both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM as we celebrate with the team at Break Barriers Caring Hands, BBCH Jamaica, on the first anniversary. How did you hear about this enterprise?
Well, last year my mom fell and she broke her hip, and because of COVID, we didn't want her in the hospital. So we had to have 24-hour nursing care. So once we were able to get the pain under control, pain management, then we couldn't continue with the nursing care. So we wanted to have some in-home care. And a friend of mine, I had put out feelers, and a friend of mine, he happened to have gotten Andrine's name and number. He contacted her and then called me and told me that I should call Andrine. So I did, and my brothers and we set up a conference call with her, and she told us about the services. We were impressed, and the rest is history.
Yes. And how is your mom doing now?
No, unfortunately she passed.
Oh no! Sorry to hear that.
Yes.
So sorry to hear that. Right, but for the period of time that you had a member of the team from Break Barriers Caring Hands working within your home, what was that like in terms of the extent to which the individual's work ethic reflected key elements within the purpose of the enterprise?
Well, it was wonderful. First of all, it was a relief for us to have people there who really cared, because I have a brother, he lives in Australia, and my other brother and myself live in Florida. So having Andrine's team there really was a real relief to us. It was like, I think, 3 different caregivers, and each of them brought their own their own business or own feelings to my mom. Yeah. So each person, different things each person would do, and it made us feel very comfortable. Even though mom has passed, we're still using the company because my dad is there. He's 93, and so we're still using Andrine Break Barriers to continue the service, and they really take an interest in dad. And when mom was alive, we were definitely impressed with how they cared for her.
Yes. And with what does it mean to you when you're able? I mean, there are people who doubt some of these enterprises, and they the business of having someone coming into your home, etc., and caring for family, there's always a little thing in the mind there of people doubting. I wonder, I wonder if they're going to take care of mom or dad. I wonder if they're going to be doing the right thing or neglecting, or all kinds of thoughts. Did you harbor any of those thoughts at the outset? And if so, to what extent were those thoughts assailed, or otherwise were those thoughts you almost felt guilty thinking along those lines, or it didn't get to that stage?
No, we did not have that thought at all. Because if we're to do that, then being so far away, that is just going to make things complicated.
Yeah.
So right away we were comfortable. At one point I did think about a camera, but not because I didn't trust them, only because I wanted to be able to see my mom. By this time she was getting worse.
Yes.
But then when I thought about it, I didn't want the caregivers to feel that I didn't trust them, so I dismissed the idea. So that, so I left everything to them. If there was a problem, they would always contact Kayla. Or once Andreen left, Kayla was left in charge, and Kayla in turn would contact us to let us know what's happening. So I never ever thought that, well, I'm wondering if they're mistreating my mom or mistreating my dad.
Yes.
No.
And what about, I don't know, in this time of COVID-19 and all that comes with it, and isolation and all the other trappings that come with COVID-19, I'm thinking there's likely to be some kind of an increase in the need for this kind of service where children are living their lives elsewhere in the world, but want to make sure that mom and dad get the best treatment. When you talk to your colleagues, your friends, do you get a sense that there is a need for more of this kind of service, especially for senior citizens who are essentially living alone? I can think of a few right now, living alone. Children are living elsewhere in the world. Surely the services like the ones provided by Break Barriers Caring Hands can indeed make a difference.
It does. Because like you said, living overseas and not being able to be there, it does provide some amount of comfort knowing that your parents are going to be taken care of. And with COVID, they are even taking the extra precaution. They make sure they wear their mask. And so it definitely does help if you know that there is a company that you can rely on to take care of your elder parent.
Yes. And no doubt elderly, yes. And no doubt the relationship is obviously continuing, and it can only get stronger. And with your experience so far, it does augur well for the spreading of the good news, so to speak, in terms of here is a care service, Break Barriers Caring Hands, that is providing these services, and therefore you would want to spread the word based on your experience, because as they say, there's nothing like word of mouth, right?
Right, definitely. I would definitely recommend them and pass on the, good words about them.
And in that same breath, since it's their first anniversary, here's your opportunity as one who can vouch for the quality of the service that they provide to say a few words, perhaps to congratulate Break Barriers Caring Hands Jamaica, BBCH, on their first anniversary.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate BBC, the whole team, on your first anniversary. I remember when I just met you, you were just starting out, and now you're moving upwards, opening up, spreading your wings, and opening up your horizons. And for anybody who has any doubt or is looking for care for anyone, whether it's a child or parents, I would definitely and highly recommend Break Barriers, because I am completely satisfied with the service that we have gotten for the past few months, almost a year.
Wonderful. Well, we're sure they appreciate your sentiments. Thank you so much. All the best to your 93-year-old dad. 93 not out. That's good going in cricketing terms so far, and we wish him well. Thank you so much for sharing with us this afternoon.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. Take care. And that ends today's feature on Caring Hands, on Break Barriers, Caring Hands, Jamaica. More tomorrow.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. Don't waste time trying to fill prescriptions. Community Meds Pharmacy makes it easy for you. We have the only drive-through pharmacy in Portmore. Get your blood pressure, sugar, cholesterol, HIV, pregnancy, and other tests done. Open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday and public holidays, 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Community Meds Pharmacy, Lot 5, Congreve Park, Hellshire Main Road. Telephone 740-4962. That's 740-4962. We are convenient and affordable.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. This Wednesday, September 8, Miss Brittany Blackwood will discuss the learning of creative lunch dishes with just $500 for 2 persons. Also, tune in for a focus on how to get a good night's rest. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, September 8 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, PA Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Bico Zinc Plus Syrup, distributed by Medical Disposables and Supplies, available in pharmacies island-wide. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, let's save water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2, Old Harbor, and Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:17. 现在几点了？4点17分. 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Ren Mendez in Canada says Cornwall College also is doing the solar-powered system. We're happy to hear that more schools are coming on board in that respect. Ren Mendez, thank you. Thank you very much. for your message on WhatsApp. Let's go to another of the messages. And of course, you know that Cornwall College is the school with my all-time favorite motto, right? Learn or leave. Learn or leave. Curtis says, Araskava work on the officer, LOL. Whatever that means, Curtis, taking the Mickey out of Raskava. Well, Raskava can speak for himself. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your message here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Who was it who sent us the reminder of the significance of today? Yes, on this day in 1969, this is Jamaican history now. This day in 1969 was known as C Day or Conversion Day, when the decimal system became fully operational. Jamaica started decimalizing its currency on the 26th of May, 1969. On that day, the new 20 cents coin was released by the Bank of Jamaica. The new 20 cent coin released by the Bank of Jamaica. It was the same size and weight as the previous 2 shilling coin and could be used to purchase the same amount of goods and services at the 2 shilling coin as the 2 shilling coin. The Jamaican currency is decimalized from sterling, pounds, shillings, and pence to dollars and cents. The new Jamaican coins, which at the time were issued, carried the coat of arms on the obtuse side, and on the reverse, the other national symbols, the ackee fruit on the 1 cent coin, the lignum vitae on the 10 cent coin, the blue maho on the 20 cent coin, and the hummingbird on the 25 cent coin. The crocodile, which appeared on the coat of arms, was on the $5. Is it 5? Or on the 5, something is missing here. It couldn't be, we mentioned 5 cent coin already, right? Yeah, maybe. Well, those who were around at the time would remember, I'm sure. And you can tell us what this is 5 what? Because I'm seeing 5 coin, but something is missing. Not sure if it's 5 cent coin or $5 coin, maybe not. Those who were around at the time who have the information, please feel free to share. In the meantime, to the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, you hear Mr. Malcolm?
Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I get to understand that the Clarendon College, Capitan Clarendon, last one of the teacher, named Mr. Williams. I want to send condolence to the Clarendon College staff.
Yeah, we're so sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
we join you in conveying condolences.
Yeah, man. And I want to hear the headmaster, the namesake, Mr. Wilson.
All right. Any relation?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Understood.
Cool,
Thank you. Thank you for the call. All the best.
Man.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
How are you today, sir?
I'm giving thanks for life. And you?
I'd like to big up, sir, all the people, elderly people, who is willing to take the vaccine.
Yes.
I am 89 years old.
What?
Retired sergeant from the Jamaica Defense Force.
And still sounding like 18? Goodness.
Yes, sir, I'm 18. And I served from 1952 when I got my first injection against tuberculosis. Before I joined the army. They make sure that you're free from tuberculosis and everything. I do not know, sir, that if you may recall, maybe you're too young for that Chest Hospital, the island was raided by tuberculosis, in other words, that eating out your lungs. And the British Army then, and the King of England, King George VI, built the chest hospital for the purpose of healing that tuberculosis that eat out people's chest. And that is why it is called chest hospital. And the statue of King George VI is standing tall in front of it. Most people do not
To
know
this
that.
day, I didn't realize that.
Yes, sir. The chest hospital is called the King George VI Memorial Hospital.
I'll be more I'll be more vigilant the next time I'm there to see.
Yes, sir. The big lifestyle.
Yes.
And I would like to say that every child during that period was registered under the law of 1881. It is birth and death registration. And my brother who is now 85 years old, was registered at that time. And it is and the certificate was titled birth certificate, and the number was FA 2637. That's the birth certificate number. So every child who was born in Jamaica have a number registered at the Registrar General's office.
Well, this is a timely reminder. I'm happy that you've called to share this information with us.
There are a lot of people, sir, who my brother is mentally deranged, mentally affected, and so he had to get the injection. And I took that certificate only with that number and his name, and he was given the injection without any problem at all. And that was accepted. Every child, they do not need any TRN number or anything. I think that should be the TRN number, sir, because everybody in Jamaica is registered at the RGR with a number.
At the RGD?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And that number, and it is under law of 1881, and I'm reading from that certificate now. And during my period in the Army, from 1952 until 1978, we continued to receive a lot of injection under the Army Inoculation Center. And I have the record of all of them.
Whoa.
Yes, sir. So I just wish that people would understand and take it, because after I took mine shortly after at the Good Samaritan Inn,
yes,
and I took my two, I am strong and healthy and giving thanks and praise for every moment, and I'm begging everybody to take it without any question, because you must it, but you will live longer if you take the vaccination. God bless, sir, and thank you very much for listening.
Bless you too. Thank you very much for the call. All the best.
Yes, sir. And you need not TRN number, because that, in fact, should be the TRN number from birth number rather than TRN number, because 3/4 of Jamaica don't have a quarter of Jamaican people don't have no TRN number. So, but they do have a birth certificate number, and that should be used, in my opinion, sir.
We hear you.
Yes, sir. So God bless, sir.
Bless
and
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call.
Bless you.
And keep going. 89 not out.
Yes, sir. Thank you. God
All
bless.
right. Bless you too.
Look here, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes.
I'd just like to say that last week Sunday, I am the said person who was on Hill and Gully Ride.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
And so I'm the same person who's talking to the whole world about the vaccine, and they should take it, because I am trying to be an example to everybody in my community and the whole place. And I'm still an active member of the Jamaica Legion, and I pray that a lot of people, though we are suffering from what we did not have here before last, that they should continue to support the Jamaica Legion Poppy Appeal for those men and women who have served faithfully and well and at curfew home and have made the supreme sacrifice for the freedom we all enjoy today. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. The question today for Break Barriers Caring Hands Jamaica, part of their first anniversary celebration. Question 3. When was BBCH incorporated? When was Break Barriers Caring Hands Jamaica incorporated? And to answer that, you're invited to call 876-830-2069. That's 876-830-2069 or 830-2364. 830-2364. The numbers to call to answer the question of when BBCH, Break Barriers Caring Hands, when was it incorporated?
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing discussions to spice up your night. It's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question. I may or may not answer.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
You know, look like she did love me to me. But me still, there's she pushed me out, so do my best anyway.
That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, keeping your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. till midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive.
Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to midday for your Legal Corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington during Power Talk on Power 106 FM. You can call our numbers 876-922-4112-5. The text and WhatsApp line is 876-279-8598. You can also send an email at yourlegalcorner106@gmail.com. Join Your Legal Corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Here, Dahlia offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and concerns. Learn about the filing process, when to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday, right here on Power 106 FM.
Will slowly go by and feed them on your dreams. The one they fix, the one you know by.
Que ahora es en español. Son las 5 menos 28. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 28. 现在地点了5点加28分. 28 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, Norman Hines says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan, Malcolm, and listeners. To you too, Norman Hines. Rose McIntosh in London says, wonderful conversation with the 89-year-old gentleman, Sir Dervan. Yes, I enjoyed that conversation. Thank you, Rose McIntosh. It is a Wednesday afternoon, just after 4:30, and that means time for Diaspora Check-In, brought to you by Western Union. And here's where we're going now. We're heading to a place called Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia. We're not talking the bank here in Jamaica, but there is a connection. We're going to Nova Scotia in Canada to speak with this week's guest on the program Diaspora Check-In. She is Fonia Maduri. Hello, Fonia Maduri. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing well.
Great. Good to talk with you. Good to hear you. I'm wondering if you could perhaps help us with the audio. We're hearing more of the, what they call the ambience, more of the environment than you. We need to.
Okay.
Or is it, or if it's on, if the phone is on speaker, maybe you could switch that. You could change that so we can hear you with less of the ambience. Hello?
Are you hearing me better now?
Ah, much better. Yes. So then, of course, you're 100% Jamaican. Where do you identify with? Where in Jamaica do you identify with?
Okay, I was born in Clarendon, but I grew up in St. Andrew in the Duane Park community. Before I came to Canada, I was living in Spanish Town and worked in St. Andrew.
I see. And what prompted the move to Canada, and not just to Canada, but to Nova Scotia, Canada? I mean, as opposed to Toronto, as opposed to...
Right.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Well, to Canada, as you know, we operate a business in Jamaica, Plastico.
Yes.
But Jamaica, as you know, based on the finances and crime and all that, you know, a lot of Jamaicans want to migrate. So we wanted to come to Canada because we are family here.
Oh, that would
my
help.
brother, yes, my brother lives here, and he and his wife are here in Nova Scotia. So that was one of the reasons we chose Nova Scotia. We really came to visit, and I was planning to study here, but things kind of took a turn, and I vacated the plan. So when I came to visit, I just fell in love with Nova Scotia, because originally I wanted to go to Ontario, because everybody's going to Ontario, the big city, on Toronto and all those places. So that's where me and my husband really wanted to go. When we came to Nova Scotia, we just fell in love with the place. We have visited so many different states in the US and never really think of living there, but just coming here to Nova Scotia, it's just such a beautiful place. The people are amazing, very friendly. You know, it's very nice and very, very, very peaceful.
Yes. And what's the prevalence of Jamaicans like? How often Jamaicans in Nova Scotia, Canada?
There's quite a few, a number of Jamaicans there, but not a whole lot. I know maybe about 10 Jamaicans. Yes, right. But there's a whole lot more, but not a whole lot like other provinces.
Yes.
But in Nova Scotia, we have persons from all over the world, like migrating here. But the population is mostly from migrants. There is mostly Indians and Chinese, a whole lot of Indians and Chinese, and Nigerians as well. A whole lot of Nigerians are here. So I've met people from all over the world, like Afghanistan, Egyptians, people from, I work with an Egyptian, I work with Iranians. So people from all over the world are here.
It sounds rather cosmopolitan. It's yes, it's quite it's like the United Nations, eh? People from all these different nationalities.
Yes, exactly.
What about Jamaican enterprise, Jamaican businesses, Jamaican brands? Yes.
Yes, there's been an increase in a lot of Jamaican restaurants. When I just came, I knew of one that was in Dartmouth, which is close to the capital. The capital is Halifax.
Yeah, that's the name of a college as well, isn't it? Dartmouth?
Dartmouth is that actually not really, but It's one of the cities in Nova Scotia. It's the second city to the capital. So from that restaurant, the same gentleman opened another one in Halifax, and from there, other persons started opening Jamaican restaurants. And I find that people in Nova Scotia, they love Jamaican food. Even where I'm working now, a Nigerian wants me to teach Jamaican cooking.
How to cook Jamaica. Oh, I see.
Yes, right. Exactly. Yeah.
What about the weather? How's the weather in Nova Scotia, Canada?
Well, right now it's very hot. Like today was like 22 degrees Celsius. It was really hot today. It's similar to Jamaica in the summertime, but during winter, we can go down as low as -10, -15. It's very, very cold, but it's not as bad as a lot of persons would think. You just need to dress appropriately, wear your layers, and you'll be okay.
So what was your first winter like?
Oh, wow. My first winter, I want to tell you that my second winter was worse than my first winter. Because the first winter I came here in 2018, and when I just came, I was driving. I came, we bought a car when we came, and I was driving on my Jamaican license like for 3 months, and then I needed to transfer to the Nova Scotia license because you can only drive with your Jamaican license for 3 months. So after that, it took us a while to get our Canadian license, and so I had to take the bus. I don't like taking the bus. I didn't want to take the bus, but I realized that it wasn't bad at all because, I'm used to bus taking in Jamaica and having bad experiences. But coming here, it's really good taking the public transport. So because I was on the bus for a while, winter came. So it was really bad because I had to be at the bus stop in the cold, and I was pregnant, like going to school, leaving school, going to work. So it wasn't really a nice winter in 2019. It was really a bad winter for me per se, especially when it snowed. And sometimes the road is slippery because they don't usually all the time get to remove the snow immediately. After it snows, it usually takes a while before they come to clear the road. So, I was pregnant, so I had to walk on the sidewalks, and sometimes I feel like I'm going to slide. But, God took me through, and last winter, 2020, wasn't that bad because of, COVID. We had to shut down, so I was studying online. So I didn't really go out much during the winter of 2020.
I see. And what can you tell us of the impact of COVID-19 through your eyes, based on what you've seen and experienced?
Okay, well, let me say now. For us, it was good in some senses because I don't know how to explain it. It's like it was a little bit struggling before that, and then COVID came. I had to stop work and I had to study online, and it's like things were like just better for me when I started studying online because I was heavily pregnant, and when COVID came and I was struggling with walking to classes, like I was saying to myself the week before we shut down, Lord God, I don't think I can manage this anymore. This long walking and walking in the snow, and it was horrible. So when it was like a relief for me, and to tell you the truth, the way Canada treats their residents, even as temporary residents, they take care of you financially. So it's like I was better off financially and in every way during COVID. And one thing with Nova Scotians, they're very disciplined. So there weren't a lot of cases here in Nova Scotia. So everybody were following the protocols. We wear our masks, and the government just dealt with it in such a way where we only had a few deaths in the province. Right now, we're just at like 61 cases here.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
61 cases.
61.
Just 61 cases, right? And which seems to be bad because it was just like 20 cases like a couple of weeks ago, like about 2-3 weeks ago, it was just 20 cases.
One moment, please. You're listening to Fonia Maduri in Nova Scotia, Canada, joining us on this week's edition of Diaspora Check-In. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Become the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Get vaccinated as soon as you get all the facts. Don't listen to the rumors. This vaccine might just make it possible for teachers to sit face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safer for everybody, from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a long good life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes on the front line.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. It's young. It's fresh. It's worldviews from a youth perspective. It's Gen Z, navigating the ups and downs of everyday life. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Power 106 FM.
Slowly go by and see them on your dream.
Que ahora es en español, son las 5:14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:14. Tien sai, ti dien le si wu dien cha shi si fen. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Continuing with this week's edition of Diaspora Check-In, brought to you by Western Union. Our guest is Fonia Maduri. Thank you so much for staying on the line, Fonia.
Yes, and thanks for having me as well.
Yeah, so how was it initially, outside of what you've told us already, in terms of finding your feet on foreign soil? What was that like in terms of identifying, all right, what am I going to do here? How am I going to fit into this new community? What approach did you take to settling in?
Right. Okay. So as I told you before, I have my brother here and my sister in law. So it wasn't hard settling in because my sister-in-law, she took us to places and let us know how the province runs. She helped us to settle, help us to find somewhere to rent. But I'm a person, I'm always doing my research. So even before I came, I've been researching the area. I've been looking places online. We have a app called Kijiji. And on Kijiji, you can find places to rent, houses to buy, cars to buy. Everything is on there. Anything you want. If you want to buy furniture, the thing with Nova Scotia, if you come and you don't have any money to buy furniture, you don't have to buy furniture. It's like there are so many charities and non-profit organizations here that they take care of the residents, and they're very welcoming to newcomers. So they treat newcomers with respect, love, and care. So there are so many agencies here that helps you to settle in, and it's very good. It's very good. It was easy. Within like 2 weeks we were settled, and we do our research. So there's a lot of agencies that are there to assist you. Everything is just so easy here. Like going to to do like your driver's license, you will be out there in a matter of like less than an hour. Like everything is just quick, fast. If you go into the bank, you will be lucky to see 6 persons in the bank. So everything is just easy because most persons do everything online. So the banks are like very scanty.
Oh, I see. And in terms of your vocation, your choice of a position in terms of work, how was that
Okay.
for you?
Okay, so I came as a student. As I said, I came on a study permit, and my husband came.
What did you study, please?
Yes. So I studied business administration.
Oh.
Right. So while studying, I basically got the chance to get some experience because the first university I attended, they employed me in the bookstore doing accounting.
Yes.
So my major is accounting, really.
Gotcha.
Right. So I got the chance to get some work experience. So with that work experience, I was able to get a full-time job at another company when I graduated.
Oh, good. Good. And in terms of the life in Nova Scotia, as you reflect on life in Jamaica, are there elements of life that you've experienced in Nova Scotia that you wish you could transfer and transmit and set up in Jamaica?
Oh, yes, so much. I just wish that even I said to myself, if I were to come back to Jamaica, I would like to start a non-profit organization because the non-profits over here, they help so many people. So, and the government, the systems of government, the banking. So I'm thinking that if we could implement where every Jamaican would have access to bank accounts, because that is one of the issues where the banks are so full. So, every Jamaican have bank accounts, and there's so many things you can do online. I open bank accounts without even going into the bank.
Yes, I think our financial institutions, our banks are there now. But you're right. There's still a large number of people who don't care too much for the online aspect, but prefer to stand in line.
Yes, that's true. Yes, right. Yes. So I understand. And even with the government systems, I'm thinking, the government can do something to make doing business with the government so easy. Right now, when you go to the tax office, you're in the line for hours. Right now, over here, when you go into the government offices, you don't spend an hour in there.
Yes.
Most of the times you have to make appointments online, and you don't have to make appointments. You can just walk in, and within an hour you're out of there. And the staff, they treat you with respect. Everything is so easy. You can do most everything. I registered a business online without going anywhere. I did everything online.
Online. Impressive.
Online.
Yes.
Online. Everything online. Everything online. If you lose your driver's license, you go in the same day. Within 15 minutes, you have a new driver's license.
What?
Yes, so they need to come in with those systems and make, that will encourage more Jamaicans to want to stay,
Yes.
And yes, if it's easier to do business. And it's very peaceful here.
Very peaceful.
Yes.
Not hearing of any crime of significance in the area.
When you hear the news, the everyday news, if you hear anything bad, it's like they're talking about an accident that happened on the highway.
Oh.
That's the news.
I see.
That's the news. You don't hear about like people being murdered. It's very rare. Very, very rare. Yeah. If you can leave your stuff on the roadside and people don't trouble it.
Really? In 2021? Are you serious?
Yes, in Nova Scotia. In Nova Scotia, if you put your phone on the counter somewhere, you can come out of the store and go back and see your phone on the counter.
That's remarkable.
Yes, it's very peaceful over here, and they're very giving. So many things that people, that Jamaicans will we will want to sell it. Over here, they give it away.
Oh.
And when you come for it, they tell you thanks.
Yes, it sounds like you've really settled into the Nova Scotian lifestyle.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you very much for sharing with us, and give you an opportunity as well just to say hi. Perhaps, who knows, family members might be listening, whether here in Jamaica or where you are in Nova Scotia, Canada. We'll give you that opportunity just to convey wishes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I just want to say hi to all my family, friends, all the Faith Chapel members, the church I used to attend.
Yes, have you been able to find a church in Nova Scotia that suits your interest?
Oh, yes, actually there are like at least 2 churches in the capital of the same church that I used to attend.
Oh.
Same denomination.
Yes,
there are
good.
a lot of churches in Nova Scotia, Baptist, all sorts of churches.
Happy for you.
Yes, in Nova Scotia.
Anyway, you were shouting out your church members. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, so yes, I just want to say hi to all my church brothers and sisters. I don't want to call any names.
I understand.
Yes, and to my mom, Valda Mason, love her with all my heart.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. And my husband, of course, Claude.
It was right there with you.
Yes, right, exactly.
And don't forget the Plastico team.
Oh, yes. Oh, my. Yes. And Miss Green.
Oh, yes. Miss Green. Miss Green. I love Miss Green is the perfect person to be in that position.
Yes.
She is so professional. So professional.
Oh, very, very, very professional. She's doing a great job managing while we are not there.
Yes.
And Richard Marshall is such an excellent worker. He's been with us over 10 years. Very, very dedicated, very honest, very good at what he does. Excellent, excellent. And our son, Anthony Maduri.
Yes.
And he's the body technician there.
He's very good.
Yes. So, hi, everyone.
Great.
And hope you have a blessed day.
Wonderful. It's been a pleasure, Fonia Maduri. You're making us longing to visit Nova Scotia. Now, we've never been to Nova Scotia. We've been elsewhere in Canada, but who knows? Who knows? Let's see what the future holds.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for agreeing to speak with us on today's edition of Diaspora Check-In on both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. All the best to you and your family.
Thank you.
Take care. Fonia Maduri. She's an accountant by profession, and she has been living in Nova Scotia, Canada, with her family since 2018. And, well, you've heard her story here on both sides of the story. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Wednesday, the 8th of September, 2021. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety, nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm, reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
I know the fears that your elders grew by, and so please help them with your deed. They see the truth before for they can die. Teach your parents well, their children's hell will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they picked, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.
Good afternoon. I am Dervan Gordon. Coming up in the news segment of Beyond the Headlines today, Wednesday, September 8, 2021. Health Ministry sending samples for testing to ascertain if the new strain of the COVID-19 virus has reached Jamaica. Prime Minister says barring unvaccinated persons from visiting Jamaica would have a massive impact on the economy. More businesses listed on the ends program.